What's going on, guys? Sitting here in my 1990 Nissan 240SX. And this is a LE, I believe. So there is no sunroof. It is a fastback, or hatchback. It is a 5-speed manual. Has a single cam KA24E. And pretty much I got this thing back in September, and I've been building it ever since. I got it as a shell. None of this stuff was in there. Didn't have no interior. Floors was rusty all to hell. No motor, no transmission, no interior, like I already said. No diff, no axles, all that fun stuff. So since I've had it, I redid the whole entire floors, made a custom-made carpet for it. I put the wiring in, I put the dash, I put the motor, transmission, put the steering wheel, the dash bar that's up under there, wired everything up. I still don't know what the fuck this goes to. This goes to the speakers, I'm pretty sure. But I don't have speakers in this car because, you know, yeah. Anyway, put the parking brake on there, the drift button and all that bullshit. Still no horn because, yeah, the horns are hooked up under there, but I just don't have the button for it. I can plug it in, but oh well. All the buttons work as they should, allegedly. The ignition works. Let's see. Well, I'll show you the steering wheel. It's very stiff because no power steering and the tires are flat. What else? When I got this seat, it didn't have a seatbelt latch on it, so now it's got the seatbelt latch on both sides. You can't tell anymore because it then sat here and got cold and nasty and melted and heated up. I painted this, but now it looks like ass, so now it's kind of fucking pointless. It's got a rear view mirror. It's got these, even though there's no headliner to hold that up. I guess I can show y'all under the hood. Ignore all that stuff. That's the extra subframe, diff and axles, and the gas tank and engine head. Oh, this is the worst engine you could ever possibly get in one of these cars, but well, that's it. Obviously nothing's hooked up yet because I'm still in the process of getting this thing put together. So the jumble of wires that needs to be put together, the hole in the oil filter, what's left of the fuel filter is just chilling there, and all this other shit that needs to be hooked up and put together. But I still need to find a few more parts for it. I need to put the exhaust back on there because that gasket is fucked. So I had to pull that off because the exhaust has a little flange on it that would not clear the steering column. So there is that. It's not supposed to be there. What else? It's got the factory radiator in there that needs to be cleaned and flushed probably. Nothing too terribly fancy about under here. As you can see, the paint's not even painted all the way. These don't go to the car. This one's from off of a different car because it was crushed. They work though, so there's that. Let's see. The hatch sometimes will stay up, but it's cold, so it's probably not going to stay up. But at one point in time, I sanded all this shit and cleaned it out and fixed it. But now it's all dirty and nasty in there and filled up with a bunch of parts and extra crap that it didn't have. But that's what's left of the exhaust. Then I got the drive shaft chilling there. More wires. Mine's not rusty, but except for right there. That is the only spot of the car that actually is rusty. That looks gross. And I have to push the button to close that because it stopped latching by itself now. Now it's latched. But for the most part, it's got the full interior in here. I don't have the back seats anymore because that's what I traded to get the motor for this thing. This is important. Anyway. The bumper's not even on there all the way because that it's bent and messed up. Don't have the plastic that goes around the headlights. The fan it spins. It's cracked, but it spins. Pretty much what's left for me to do on this thing, I need to find the plastic intake piece that has the MAF and all that stuff. I need to find that and put it on there. And I need the upper engine harness, which plugs into the ECU, goes through that hole right there, and plugs into the fuel rail, and plugs into a few other things. And then once I track those parts down, I should be able to fire it up and get it running and driving. I haven't messed with none of the wiring yet because I want to have the whole thing to make sure I plug everything where they're supposed to go. So there's that. Not really much of anything else that's important about this car. It's a 30-year-old piece of junk that was built in my backyard. So it's not a show car. It's definitely not something I would trust driving on the interstate until, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, if there's something that y'all would like to know about the car, or when I got the car, how I got the car, how long have I had it, what all I've done to it, what are my plans for it, feel free to ask. Well, that's it for this one.